Hey guys! So it's been 2 years. In that time, I moved back to London. I finished my master's, I got a corporate job, and now I've left it to be an artist. Whoa, let's get into that. Today is a really big day. I'm moving into my art studio. I was working for the Mayborn Group as their social media editor. Honestly, dream, like, first office job. I essentially wanted corporate experience to understand if it was for me or not, because at that point I was 23. I've been working for around 4.5 years, but I never worked at the office. And this was perfect for that because it was 9 to 6 at the office every day. We had an amazing office. I got to meet so many people. Super grateful for the experience. Honestly, it was a lot of fun while it lasted, but then 7 months in, it was just kind of time to go. And here we are. Working in corporate was not exactly for me. I had all these thoughts going on in my mind about the way that we consume social media, like what I'm doing with my life. It was a lot mentally. Like, I was loving the work that I was doing. I was loving going to the office every day, the people that I was meeting, but it was just leaving very little time for myself. And I felt like I couldn't really be creative in that time because I only had, let's say, like 3 hours for myself a day in the evening and in the weekend, and in order to maximize them, I had to be like hang out with my friends or working out. If I was coming home and sitting at a desk and like editing or working or drawing or doing something creative, it felt like a waste of time because I was going from one desk to another. I essentially quite quickly realized that if I took a little gap in my CV right now, I was essentially in a position to do something and try something out, and if it failed, I could quite easily get another job next September. So right now it's mid-May. I've hired an art studio. I'm getting the keys to it today. I'm gonna pack everything that I need to bring, and we're gonna head over to my studio space and start being an artist. Let's hope an Uber even takes me. So I wanted the one under the window and kind of the corner one, so it would have a lot of light. It's roughly like a 4 square meter space. I'm gonna have my easel here with kind of these smaller paintings there, and then if I get into bigger, like 2 by 3 meter art, for example, that will be here, and I'll just put it on something over here. So it is a shared space. I think there's 8 studios here. Did I choose the studio well? I don't know. It's really hard. Obviously, I'm just like right below the skylight, and a lot of things fall from the sky, but it's okay. It is, I think, one of the lightest spaces, which is important because I do have a lot of detail in my art, so I do need incredible lighting. It's like 4 p.m. now and it's super light. So today I picked up this table and I picked up this IKEA trolley, which is gonna be my best friend. I'm really hungry. It's like 4, but I have dinner with a friend, a celebratory dinner in the neighborhood. I'm gonna go do some computer work, get a little bit to eat in the courtyard. I'm currently setting up my website. First day move-in is officially done. I love my stolen chair. It also started raining like crazy. I think it's done now, but it was like a thunderstorm downpour, and my space actually still had a lot of light even in a thunderstorm, so I'm super happy with my choice. For our celebratory dinner, my friend took me to Angelina in Dalston. They're an Italian and Japanese fusion restaurant. It's quite small and super cozy, and they did this, I think, 7-course tasting menu, which was really cool. Like, all the dishes were very unique, and it was honestly quite affordable. I think 75 for the 7 dishes, so I highly recommend. Okay, it's day 2 at the studio. I'm wearing a very green outfit. These are my favelas, and they're my favorite summer shoes. Green bag, green sweater. After work, sometimes we go to this place called the Sprostar Arms because they have Dohan's pizza there, and they do this amazing crispy pizza with nduja and warm honey. So I spent most of the day in Senate House Library. I met the most wonderful man. He's a librarian there, and he like caught me browsing the art section, and we just had like a 1-hour-long conversation about art and library classifications and Russian history and Russian literature. He was so fascinated by the fact that I'm from Siberia, like just the most interesting man. But yeah, if I'm being super real, I didn't really go to the studio today because it's my 3rd day of renting it, and I feel really weird like pressure and fear that whenever I'm there I have to be like maximizing my effort and like being an artist and creating a masterpiece like every second of the day. Yeah, I don't know, the pressure to perform just feels a bit real when I have like 3 months to prove my worth and to prove that I can do it. So I've just been working on editing a video of launching myself as an artist on Instagram, but I edited 8 seconds and it took me 4 hours. Okay, these were the 8 seconds.
Once upon a time in a land far, far away, in a beautiful city called London, there lived a girl called Anastasia.
This doesn't look too good through my camera, but yeah, I guess there's something to be said with this video and kind of my relationship with trends. I'm not a graphic designer, so I never think that any text that I make looks good or performs, even for these YouTube videos or for like TikTok. And I also don't like leaning into trends. So the idea for this video is based on the narrator trend, but I am spinning it to be like a fairy tale using my own graphics, which are like the same colors and fonts that I'm gonna have on my website that I'm hopefully gonna finish tomorrow. But yeah, and I just, you know, having already put in 4 hours of work into this, I know that this video is probably gonna flop because it's different and it's me and it's kind of these like quirky old school graphics that I just don't feel like perform very well. But like that's me, and obviously it's depressing when something that you've put work into doesn't perform because we're all living in this like instant gratification economy. But my friend made a really good point that was like, you should make easy like short trend videos later, like, oh, I left my corporate job to do art, and then it's like a fast cut up short video. But this could be the video for like the OGs who actually care what I put out, who appreciate the effort even though the video doesn't have like 2 million views. So that is what we're doing, posting it tomorrow and then working on finishing my website. And hopefully this week I can wrap up all the kind of admin work, then get photo references for my first painting that I want to do in the studio over the weekend, and Monday hit the ground running, start painting. And hopefully by Monday I will get over my weird fear that I have of the studio and kind of fall into a routine with it and understand that as a creative, you can't be performing to the max every single second of the day, and that is okay and is actually kind of expected of the job. Good morning. I bought this beautiful shirt when I was in Paris and it's the first time I'm wearing it. Outfit is giving librarian energy. I'm carrying a book with me as well, starting the book of Laughter in the Dark in English or Camera Obscura in Russian. Anyway, vintage shirt, vintage, and these are from a brand called Flattered. Not gonna lie, I really thought I would beat my weird little slump today, but the weather is not great and it's 11 and I'm just going out of the house, so I really haven't. Okay, let's fill up water, get some fruit, and then we're forcing ourselves to get to work. Actually had quite a productive day here today. It's 4 and I haven't really eaten. I think I'm still a bit nervous about like exploring the places around here. Again, I don't know why, but there is an amazing little deli and I got this gorgeous Greek salad. At 6, I'm meeting some friends in Fitzrovia because my friend's friend is an artist and they're having an exhibition opening today it's like a collaborative exhibition between a bunch of artists, and we're gonna meet in Fitzrovia for a drink beforehand so I can actually like talk to her friend and like find out if she has any tips, how she started art as a business. She's a traditionally educated artist, so I didn't go to art school and I'm not planning on it, and it would be interesting for me to find out what kind of things they teach artists in art school in terms of like selling paintings and stuff. Oh my god, I finished the video. Even with music, everything, so now I can go with an easy soul. Morning, I just got to the studio. Today is the first day that I'm actually officially gonna paint. I'm gonna finish the elephant in the room little painting, or at least finish the curtain. But first we're gonna get a little pastry because I'm kind of hungry now. I feel like some people might be thinking like, oh, well, if you've left your job, like why didn't you start painting at home? Why did you need to start with a studio as an emerging artist? And I was talking about this with one of my studio neighbors, and in order to set up for oil painting and then clean everything up, I think altogether it can take literally up to 2 hours with like mixing paints, getting them out, and that really demotivates you from painting at home altogether because it's such a hassle. I finished most of it. Really love the texture of it. It kind of looks almost like a tree. Like I don't know, it gives me very spooky vibes, and it's, I think in terms of texture, very separated from the composition. Good morning. I woke up super early today, felt so proud of myself, and then I had to have breakfast and I packed lunch. I don't love the lunch options around here, so I actually left the house at like 9, and if I'm being honest, I'm never gonna do that again because the commute was crazy. I've never had to like commute to work in London, and that was rough. I actually started making my content strategy yesterday, which is kind of the last thing I have left before I fully launch as an artist. Like I posted that one video, but I need to make a plan for the rest of the videos and kind of the videos that I'll be posting per drop of art, because I will have my first drop mid-June and I need to prepare a strategy for that. And my 3 pillars are still fashion, because I think my art and the way I present it will be closely tied with my look. London, which will remain kind of like restaurants and guide, which, you know, is a big part of what I do. And of course, art. And the kind of mix of all 3 is me. So I'm gonna continue posting recommendations alongside art. I hope that works. I know people usually make separate accounts for art, but if I'm being honest, I'm hesitant to do that because I feel like all these 3 things are such an integral part of me that that's gonna work better for me, but we'll see how it goes in the end. This day is gonna be the last part of this moving into the studio vlog. The next video is already gonna be my like video essay vlog on starting creating my first drop. The curtain didn't really dry, which means there's probably not a lot of air in here at night. I'm gonna finish this part, the tassel, the bottom tassels before lunch, and then after lunch I'm gonna start on the table. I think I'm gonna make it a real chess game, which is gonna suck to do, but I found my original sketch and I think that will really help me. So that's the plan for today, and then I have dinner at 5:30, which I will take you guys along to. We're going to the Holborn dining room. There's a gin bar. Paintings can take such a long time to finish. This painting I actually started last summer and I painted it for 10 days straight, and it's called The Elephant in the Room, and I'm just getting around to finish it because corporate job got in the way. But I would say it took me around 50 to 65 hours to finish all together. Хочу делать серию маленьких. As a little last hurrah to my first week of being in my art studio and being an artist, we went to the Holborn dining room at the Rosewood. This is a beautiful, airy, traditional British brasserie. We started with a Negroni trolley, which were amazing, and some British classics for the table, but what the Holborn dining room is really famous for is for their pie room. So they do these incredible pies. We got the steak and the Hong Kong barbecue one, and they were absolutely incredible.